Our Death Aura LE, one of the more popular maps here today. We've seen it in a lot in this tournament, and I don't blame the players. It's a great map, medium-sized, decent third base to take, and a lot of competitive options here. So I'm excited to see what both our players go for. Let's hop straight into the action. Spawning in the bottom right-hand side of Death Aura, it's our red Zerg player representing Ago Esports, and Poland, it is Elazer.
Always tweeting pictures of him with that oh god, Orbit Gum, his sponsor.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And his opponent in the top left, representing Starcom and Ukraine, he is the blue Terran player. It's Papa Cass, the dad of StarCraft Esports. Took over when White Ra sailed off into the sunset into retirement.
I love that StarCraft Esports has so many dads. It's Cat, it's White Ra, Artosis is like the dad of all esports commentators.
He's the dad of esports.
Just generally, it's amazing.
And poker.
We have such good role models in this community, don't we, Grant?
Yes. Yeah, that's something, and that's why we don't have the drama. There's a couple of bad eggs as there is with every large grouping of people, but we don't have the dramatic, nightmare people. We've got some incredible role models, and it's an incredible community of people. I've been around for 10 bloody years now. And I wouldn't trade a day for it.
The pure gold of our character has been refined through competition and fellowship for this last decade. It's been amazing. So far, Grant, standard openings on both sides here. Hatch cast pull from Elazer. Looks like a Reaper expand out of cast. Everything you'd expect. And I'll be honest, Grant, aside from a couple games that we've seen, notably today with Kugwar, we haven't seen a whole lot of really early aggression, a whole lot of cheese here in the early stages of DreamHack.
Yeah, not really. It seems like most people choosing, if they want to end the game quickly, to end it quickly with a push instead of a flip of the coin, so to speak. I think mirror matchups do lend themselves better to all-ins and very, very cheesy builds. And we haven't had any of those today, I don't believe.
Yep, not at all. Good Reaper here from Cass. Gonna get driven away. Queen's gonna pop out here. I love this. This is like the most standard template. If somebody was like, okay, Creighton, show me the most generic TVZ you could ever show, this would be the most generic TVZ opener. Spore Crawler cancels there. Elazer saving the units. Both players really at the tip-top of their game here. There's something to be said for standard play. I don't think we as commentators sometimes make fun of it because it's not as exciting as, a crazy double proxy gateway or something. But if you see standard play from these players, it means that they're both executing everything flawlessly, and we get a little jaded sometimes as to how difficult that really is. These guys, something as simple as a Reaper harassment in the early game there, or saving a drone, requires so much skill that we've gotten numb to.
Yeah, something a little unusual is Elazer has opted to go for a slightly later third base here. I think he was just a little bit concerned about the Reaper coming back in, that Reaper eventually going down. So dropping it at around the 320 mark instead of the usual sort of 245. He did, I believe he he added on extra queens. So very safe from Elazer, knowing the only thing that could, or feeling that the only thing he could die to is an early push. We'll be able to save this Overlord as well. Oh, predicted that. Oh, no, he flew too far. Oh, the bunker, the barracks.
Scouting barracks, but of course the scouting barrack is a really nice tell for Elazer that something's going on. If we look in Cass's main base, we see exactly what it is. So pump those fists in the air, kids, because the fusion core is here. Get your dances ready. Let's see if Elazer can figure out what's going on. The scouting barrack usually, of course, indicative of either a battlecruiser rush or some sort of quick transition into Mech Terran. With a player like Cass, battlecruiser much more likely.
Yeah, definitely. Elazer, I'm almost certain, has now got some idea of what is going on. You can see he's droning up heavily, and one way of dealing with battlecruisers is just drone, and then you've got so many drones it doesn't matter that they kill a few. He's getting his Spire, he did add on for that 2-base muta-style play, and he also has made a ton of queens, going up to a 6th already. Things looking in terms of defense about as well as you could ask. There will be a small moment of squeaky bum time here for Elazer. When that battlecruiser first hits and all of the Hellions run by. It looks like we're going to be seeing 6. That's typically 6 or 8. Oh, there's 9 out already. Holy moly. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be seeing, is it 9 in total? 9 that are going to run in at the exact same time as that battlecruiser walks into most likely the main. You can see spores going down already. Elazer preparing for what is to come. It's just now going to come down to execution.
Execution is exactly correct here. Elazer doing very well here, getting the Overseer to keep a speedier eye on those Hellions as they pop across. Elazer doing a pretty decent job spreading creep as well. Needs to get one more tumor to connect the third base in the natural, but that battlecruiser warping in right over these queens. This is exactly what Elazer wanted here. That thing is going to take a ton of damage, Grant. It's going to go down. Yeah. There's no way Cass can save this, is there? Oh, he's barely going to get away. My God.
Yeah. The Hellbat should be able to save this. The best thing about this build is that the Hellbats are very good against queens. They do a lot of DPS if you can get the numbers, but Elazer made so many queens. There's 7 still on the field. This third is getting torched a little bit. There's plenty of transfuse energy. I'm not really that worried for it. Please transfuse it. Thank you. I mean, you just don't get better defenses than that. Hellbat push does not work. The battlecruiser is going to go down. Did that one muter just kill it?
That's right.
That's
that
so
one
alpha.
muter said 1v1 me, bro, and they went out back behind the McDonald's into the alleyway and slugged it out. And the battlecruiser, since it didn't have teleport available, did go down. So a big win for Elazer there. Now his third base, of course, dangerously low right now, even with some transfuses, just so dangerous. An easy run by with some Marines or maybe another battlecruiser, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case as Cass transitions into bio from here. Stim on the way, +1/+1 for those bio units, and adding on a ton of missile turrets to stay very safe if Elazer decides to stay in Lingbane Muta for too much longer.
Another transfuse has gone down. We just see the tail end of that there. I'm very surprised Cass has gone bio after this. He's adding on Thors already. Thors and bio, typically a late game option to deal with the Mutalisks. But yeah, tons and tons of barracks coming down. Tons of barracks. We're looking at how many in production? 2 plus already about 5 to 7 racks going up to, off of not even a free base economy just yet. Is a lot to handle. Cass is going to be making a lot of units, but you can see he's only at 57 SCVs, whereas Elazer very soon will be breaking that 70 mark.
Really smart play there from Cass, by the way, mixing in those Thors earlier. I'm casting my mind back to one of the first series we cast today with Braddock versus Vanya, where Vanya went for Lingbane, I almost said Lingbane Hellion. That's definitely not the build he went for. Lingbane Muta. And unfortunately, there just weren't Thors out early enough to deal with those Mutas, and he just got run over in that first. So smart of Cass to go ahead and get those Thors out early, but it does mean a huge investment, and that means there are fewer Marines on the map to deal with these very, very mobile Mutalisks. Great army positioning here from Elazer that you're pointing out, Grant.
Yeah, Elazer, nothing is getting past him. The only possibility would be of a drop, which I'm pretty sure he would see with this Ling, and of course he has the Mutas down in this angle. There is no way for Cass to squeeze anything out right now. Behind this, mass Mutalisk. We can see Pneumatized Carapace is on the way, lots of Lings on the way as well. That +2 air weapon starts up as we speak. Creeps ready, has 12 creep tumors at a time on the way. 4th hatchery on the way, 5th hatchery on the way even. And things here for our Polish Zerg player really exploding in terms of production.
This is the mark of an exceptional player, right? Elazer's applying very light pressure right now with these Mutalisks. There's one ball of Mutalisks. There are no Ling run-bys going on. It's just one point of attack. And the Mutalisk flock is a little bit scary, right? 18, but it's not at like 25 or 30. You know, those Mutalisks that can just fly in. Instantly, everything disappears underneath them like a nuclear bomb trail that's been left. But Elazer, with very, very limited pressure, still able to double expand, still able to set up for a Ling run by at the third base that he's going for right now. Pardon me, those are the Mutas. The Muta run by at the third base right now, and still able to get his economy rocking and rolling as he techs up that Infestation Pit coming. Grant, what do you see Elazer transitioning to once the Infestation Pit and the Hive are finished?
I think the best case in this scenario is probably Ultras. He's getting melee upgrades around the board. I don't think Broodlords really works massively here, or generally in this matchup. I think if you're going for them, you're going for them Hyperlate or against Mech. So I would say Ultralisks, but I also think just going heavily upgraded Lings, getting Adrenal Glands to get those cracklings into play, could be really, really smart here for our Zerg player. Right now, he's very comfortable in the game. Like, there's been no aggression coming his way. He's at 95 drones. He did just miss his counterattack, though. Fucking hell, 95.
I think he knows it's coming. He had a Ling underneath it for a long time. Had a Ling chasing it a little bit. I'd be surprised if he let that slip out. Elazer's not a player who usually gets surprised by things that he's scouted before. So hopefully he catches that. But it could be some nice damage from Cass here. A little shank in the spleen there, if he can get a little bit of damage done there. The pickup and the movement into the third base. But Cass, as you said, is on a little bit of a lower worker count. But look at this, his 2-2 about to finish up. His army moving across the map right now. Cass is setting up for some very real danger as this Baneling attack moves into his third base. That is a
yeah. Oh my god. Oh, this is so smart. Just sending a couple in advance to trigger that Widow Mine. And now here comes the boy. The pain train starts rolling in, and it's going to go straight into that planetary. And that was underwhelming. Gets a few workers.
Close. So close. That's a bit of a mistake there for me, Elazer. Yeah. I think he split off a couple Banelings to try and go for SCVs in the backside. So because those are only +1 Banelings, right? So it takes 2 of those Banelings to take down any one worker. But behind this, Elazer is going to follow up that initial punch with a counter punch. And as Cass moves south, Elazer moving into 12 o'clock.
Yeah, Elazer wanted to finish off that base, but Cass immediately repaired it, and it ended up being a bit of a problem. He's now having to split all of his army back, and we are going to have a bit of a trade here. My god, that's a lot of Marines. There's one Marauder.
Who needs anything other than Marines? 93 Marines on the map right now. He's getting over 197. Come on, one more round. 97 Marines, get to 100.
8 in production.
Get to 100 just for the meme, so somebody can screenshot this. Come on, 36.
It's not gonna happen.
Oh man.
We're back at 97.
But Elazer tearing through the natural now. The third base has gone down. Those Mutalisks are just doing incredible damage. Cass has got to win off the back of this initial push.
Yeah, Cass doing a pretty decent job so far. The supply heavily favoring Elazer, but it's all workers right now. Army supply actually very even, with Cass taking a slight edge. The scary thing for Cass right now is he doesn't have much of a buffer for Banelings, and Banelings is going to be the key. Adrenal glands are close to finishing. The Ultralisk Cavern has completed down here in the natural, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen, and now Banelings rolling, and we definitely won't be seeing 100 because they find some better connections. Muta's looking for the cleanup. There's Banelings in the back. A 50-60 supply lead here for Elazer, and that is all she wrote. GG, Elazer takes game 1.
Man, what a fascinating build from Cass there. When these replays from DreamHack come out, there will be a lot of Terran and Zerg players looking at what Cass has done there. He maxed out so quickly that game. And granted, it was all Marines that were on either 1-1 or 2-2. I don't remember by the end of the game.
2-2.
2-2, thank you. A ton of Marines out. But even with the most insane splitting, I feel like 100 Marines is still just unwieldy. No matter how good you are, it's just too much APM to split all of them all over the map, which again is the reason you normally see more Terran players mixing in more Marauders, mixing in Thors, some units that don't require quite as much APM attention as that 1,000 Marine build from Cass. Really well done there, just eating a bit of damage from those Mutalisks as he was pushing across the map and unable to close things out. So a good win there for Elazer in game number 1.
Yeah, Cass needs to bring back Morrow from retirement and play that Morrow Marine split challenge. Also,
That's
probably
right,
my
that's right.
favorite Terran ever, the Swede himself. So Cass doing pretty well. We now move on to Golden Wall, which I think is a map which would favor mech quite well, especially if we split the map in half, as so typically it is, where the bottom side kind of gets ignored and we just play up a couple of narrow corridors. It's definitely going to be an interesting one to see what Cass does. We are just waiting to see if the players are ready, guys. This could potentially be our final map of the day, Creighton. Less than 3 hours in.
It seems unfair that we get robbed of so much time in StarCraft, but it does mean that our excitement has been compressed into even a smaller area. By the way, guys, we are, of course, casting on a 2-minute delay to maintain that competitive integrity here at DreamHack, but that does mean that I get to read chat 2 minutes late.
Now.
And I'm now seeing everyone laughing at the number of Marines that Cass has out right now.
What's up?
Oh, hey, Harston's in there as well. This is great, man. What a great series this has been. And Group D will conclude on the B stream here, potentially after this game. What's your gut telling you, Grant? Does Cass have it in to bring this even?
Yeah,
or is he laser?
I think so. I think Cass, especially if he can whip out some mech, has some potential here on Golden Wall. Golden Wall is a janky-ass map. It's a meme. And there's always a chance that something weird happens. If there was going to be some like mega weirdness, I would probably favor Elazer to do that. But we'll have to see, Creighton, as we load into the map. Let's get it on.
Grant, it's the last game of the day. Would you mind if
Maybe.
I took over and observed this one? I haven't observed
yes.
anything yet today. I've been making you work way too hard.
Yeah, it's all you, man. In the bottom left, representing Argo Esports in Poland, the blue Zerg player, it's Elazer.
And his opponent on the far right-hand side in the red from Russia and Starcom Gaming. Did I do it again? I did it again. From Ukraine. And Starcom Gaming. It is Cass. You know what I think it is, Grant? I think it's the clan tags, because there are a couple of those clans like Starcom and B100 that are like predominantly Russian clans with mostly Russian players, and it just throws me every time. So apologies to Cass. He is, of course, Ukrainian from Starcom Gaming. Standard openings again here, though, from both guys. We got the hatch gas pool, it looks like, from Elazer. Yep. Interesting to see how many drones he throws into gas and how long they stay there, and that's usually a good indicator of how quickly our Zerg player wants to tech up. But for now, hatch down, gas down, and there's the pool from Elazer. All standard timing so far, which is nice, because Golden Wall is a map where you can do standard timings, but still not have a standard build. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Golden Wall is a map that is odd. We've not seen anyone start mining up the bottom side just yet. We've also not seen any quick expansions to the gold. I would not be surprised to see Elazer take his third quickly on the gold base, because Cass typically is a slower player. He can be aggressive. We see a couple of drops and things, but Elazer, if he can get that gold base and go for maybe a Mutalist build, something along those lines, could be very strong here on Golden Wall. If you can get that and defend it, it gives you such an innate advantage, getting 1.5 times the minerals, or an extra 50, whatever it is, extra minerals, that it really does power up those kind of pushes.
Yeah, and especially as a Zerg player, when some of your early builds, if you're going for heavy lings or heavy roaches, they're such mineral-intensive builds, right? Whereas very often you'll see a Protoss player who is scrapping for gas and just needs to take those expansions because they gotta get more gas. And that's why those rich Vespene Geyser expansions are so valuable sometimes for Protoss players to prioritize. But especially if you're looking at a lot of lings, a lot of roaches, that gold base can really power up a build. But right now, Elazer still being slowed down by this Reaper. I imagine once the Reaper's chased away by the Queen, we should see that drone heading across and maybe going for a third base. So far, all the drones still in gas for Elazer. Well, 2 of the 3 drones still in gas for Elazer.
Papa Cass doing what Papa Cass does. He's going for a quick third CC here, just after factory before starport. We may see a second Rax added on before the starport here, just to make sure there are enough units to defend anything that would come. We're going to see a couple of Hellions, Tech Lab going down on Mount Rax, everything standard there. No third base taken just yet by our Zerg players. We've reached the 3-minute mark. He is opting to get these extra queens once again. So very, very safe here, or the Reaper doesn't want to go down. It needs to scout where the third goes and keep an eye on the gold. It looks like Elazer's going to play standard.
Yeah, not going to go for that gold base at all, which is interesting. I don't know if that was pre-planned by Elazer, if he was hoping for the gold, but the Reaper stuck around and was a little annoying, or if he just planned to go for that a slightly safer positionally 9 o'clock normal base. So well done there by Elazer to get that out. He did lose 1 creep tumor, of course, but he's got those 2 queens already spreading creep, so still able to sort of make things up. Now, one thing we haven't talked about a whole lot yet is this Golden Wall map, which for those of you who haven't seen a lot of StarCraft in the last year or so, Golden Wall's now in its 2nd season in the map pool, I believe. 2nd season in the map pool, and it's a fascinating map. It's one of my favorites to commentate on. I know the players tend to not love it quite as much because it is challenging to strategize on. But for those of you unfamiliar, the bottom half of the map completely blocked off by this titular Golden Wall that goes all the way across the middle of the map. There are a couple entrances to that map.
That's why it's called that.
Did you seriously not recognize that?
Nah, no idea.
Okay, just making sure. Anyway, Golden Wall, able to mine through these minerals at the gold base, or there's a rare entrance that you can make by mining through 40 minerals each in these 2 patches to give access to the south side of the wall. And just generally what that means is the players then have to prioritize where they're going to spread their risk and where they're going to create pressure between the north side and the south side of the wall. So far, all the action happening up on the north side of the wall. There's a couple links from Elazer. Try and sneak in, but no dice.
Yeah, what they do though is they identify this as certainly bio. They would have got in. They would have been able to see the second Rax with the Tech Lab wearing away. and presume that it is, of course, Stim. Spire on the way here for Elazer, a little bit later than he has been getting it as standard, meaning he should be able to pump out a good 10 of those quite quickly. Baneling and Baneling speed on the way as well. And it's pretty standard across the board. It's looking like standard bio play. This time we did skip that Battle Cruiser opening that Cass went for game 1. Because it didn't really work, let's be realistic.
Right.
And Cass instead opting to go for quicker bio, quicker racks, quicker upgrade, quicker everything, and not put his not hedge his bets on aggression, except for this.
Except for this, and this is finally the time for Cass to move out. Of course, he's had that third CC finished for almost the entire game. Remember, he took it very early, as Cass tends to like to do, and he's just now moving it, and look at the pattern of this orbital command moving across to the gold base now. So it looks like he's going to stay not just on bio, but on sort of a bio on steroids, not just on stim, but on steroids also, where he's going to be cranking out a lot of extra Marines for that third base. So this is a really, really nice place for Cass to be. This will be spotted by Elazer, and let's see if Elazer has the gumption to drive this attack away in his third base.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot here. Very nice retreat here from Elazer. Oh my god, they're so bunged up. Oh, the mineral walk saved his life right there because he got hard blocked by his own units. A couple of Banelings trying to roll in. They are now getting onto creep. Pop goes the Weasel, and all of those units fall down. It does look like a few managed to load up here. So a good defense in the end by Elazer, not losing too many workers, and able to get some damage done to the attacking force as well.
And this is actually, you know, to counter your point as well, not bad for Elazer, a great defense, but also Cass getting a lot of what he wanted to get done there. Yep. Got a few drones here and there, saw that it was Ling Bane Muta, confirmed the location of the third base, the timing and everything. He knew it was up there, but knowing that it was still there and fully saturated and the gas is taken and everything. So good reads there from Cass. The problem is now that Elazer has an awful lot of the map, 40 army supply to a little under 40, and he's going to be able to get in this gold base, and the army from Cass slightly out of position.
Yeah, just a little bit. And now Baneling's going to be able to roll in here and push the rest of the forces away. Behind this, there are still Lings in the mineral line just chomping and chewing away on all of those SCVs. 10 go down. Every SCV in the mineral line goes down. And not only that,